Welcome to Unfiltered Business. My name is Taylor, but I go by Tay. We're gonna have a very special guest today, and she's my favorite DIY girly. She's killing in her career, and most importantly, my boo. Welcome, love. Welcome, Desi.
Hey everyone, my name is Destiny. Again, I am her boo, and I will be introducing her today for her first episode just so that you all can get to know her a little bit more and learn a lot about her during this episode and her why. So, just to get started, what would you say made you start your podcast?
Man, y'all, it's been a long time coming. Like this episode right here, just even starting. I wanted to create a podcast just so I can create a platform for like entrepreneurs and be able to let them tell their stories and their journeys and everything and how they overcame adversity because we know them from like social media and the face part of them, but we don't know like the real them, their background. So I think it's just very important to expose that to our community. And then I also am interviewing like people that are well off in their careers because of the 9 to 5 and entrepreneur controversial topic that everybody was talking about at one point with B Simone and everything. So I just wanted to bring those two worlds together and show the similarities and differences.
Okay. So you talked a little bit about wanting to get to know people a little bit more. So just to get started, what would you say is like a fun or inspiring fact about you?
Yeah, I talk to myself. I don't know if that is I don't know if that's a good fact, but I do. I think I would used to play softball, but you already know that. I don't feel like that's really a fun fact. But yeah,
What's something that we don't know?
let's see. Well, yeah, I didn't know. I talked to myself. Uh, let me see. I like nature. I don't think I really talk about that part of me. Like when I'm around bodies of water, it truly calms me. Like all the time. Like I love going to lakes and like when we went to Chicago and we went to that big lake that they had, I was truly at peace. Like maybe it's because of the water sign, but shout out to Pisces. But yeah, like I love water.
Okay. Just to get further into it, we're going to do an icebreaker. So I'm going to
Okay.
ask you a few questions, some that of course I already know, but they don't know. So to get started for our few icebreaker questions,
Mhm.
what is your favorite dessert?
Okay. For the people out there that know me, I already know y'all grilling me right now. Y'all gonna say cookies, everything. Y'all gonna say cookies, brownies, cake. No, I don't even like cake. FYI. So let's say ice cream is top two, but not two. And
Okay.
then I'm gonna say brownies is up there because I just ate a brownie. But my back ain't big, y'all. But yeah. Ignore that face.
Okay. What would you say that you prefer more, the 9 to 5 era or entrepreneurship, and why?
uh, honestly, the crazy part is I would say I support both. And I say that because the 9 to 5 is supposed to support. It's a foundation. Like, especially like someone like me, and I know there's so many people out there that's like me, where you're building ground up. You're not coming from like, a rich family or, having that wealth and stuff like that automatically where you have vendors and everything like that just set up for you. So having that 9 to 5 helps supports that the investments and getting your materials and everything, like especially if you care about the quality of the business, that 9 to 5 is going to support it. Now of course I'm going to say entrepreneur, I want my own stuff, I always wanted my own business, but I still wouldn't run away from my 9 to 5 until I'm fully set.
Okay. Now I love the this and, but it said which one do you prefer?
Oh, okay, spicy. Okay, okay, that was a little spice. Okay, let me think.
Which one would you pick if you had to pick
If I had to pick one, obviously I would be entrepreneur. Like I want to work for myself.
one?
I don't want to run the show. And it's not because like, oh, I think when I'm an entrepreneur, everything's gonna go away. No, you are working 24/7 about your brand. You are representing your brand. So that's a lot of pressure.
Okay.
But I'm willing to step up to the plate for that. And I will fight much harder when it's my name.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. And then for our next question and the icebreaker, who is the funniest person that you know?
Oh my God. You know, I don't like to answer this question because it hypes people's heads up. Um, but I'm not gonna lie, y'all. She be having me weak. Like, y'all. If y'all don't really know her, like y'all, she be
Oh
saying
my
some
god.
off the wall things. And then my sister's one, she's dark humored. So Jesus Christ, she texts me the most craziest things. Do not check my phone, randomly, because she might text me. I'm not even gonna say this on camera. You know, it's called unfiltered business, but we just gonna keep that. And then, I would say my best friend Brenda. That girl is crazy. So yeah. So funniest, okay, I might have to give it to you. You and Brenda is a little up there,
Okay.
tied.
Okay.
So yeah.
And then for our last icebreaker challenge, if you had a superpower and it just happened to be like mildly inconvenient, what would you say it would be?
You know, people always just ask that in high school. I would probably be able to. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to be invisible. I don't see the point in that. Like, let me think. I would. Let's just say for now, if I could choose something, I'll read people's minds and
Mm.
animals. I
Like
want to
people
know.
and animals' minds?
Yeah, like y'all don't want to know what a dog is thinking. No, okay, maybe that's a fun fact, a weird fact. But I'm just saying, you don't want to know what bark, bark, bark means. Like from
Personally, no,
meow. Like
but
you don't want to know what that means,
okay.
bro. I be looking at our cat just confused. What if she won't? I threw food at her one time. Like I don't know what she won't, but not at
You
her. But I
oh,
fed her. I was trying to feed her, and obviously that was the problem. She kept meowing.
she will never
So,
be home alone with the cat ever again.
bro,
Ever again.
I'm just
Because
saying.
clearly you don't know how to act.
Me,
Yeah.
she's meowing, bro. You know what? Clearly, I'm alone.
Oh
But
my gosh.
yeah.
Okay. Well, now that we've gotten to know you a little bit more on the more kind of surface level, we'll get into a little bit of deeper questions, trying to kind of get to know her. So, can you kind of tell us a little bit about who is Tay? Like some of your background, just who are you?
Yeah, of course. So like, I am a rehab tech, and really, I don't even like announcing that. So we might edit that out. But I'm just playing. Um, but I work in a hospital, is what I would like to say. And then I am actually trying to pursue a physical therapy assistant. And I've always had the passion to be a physical therapist. So, and like at first, I wanted to be a DPT, which is a doctor, doctorate level. But God had other plans. To be honest, it wasn't for me. So, that was now, yeah. I would say that is mainly like who is Tay, but also, Tay is also like entrepreneur. That's the reason why I created this podcast. Like I genuinely love, being productive and having my own. Especially from having Lash Elixir and Accessories, LEA, as a business, and I would love to touch on that a little later. But yeah, your girl just has a big heart on the sleeve, everything. But yeah,
Okay. And then what would you say are some of your hobbies or things that you like to do?
I like going to the movies. Like I took myself out to the movies about a month ago, maybe 2 months now. And I went in the morning and it was so peaceful. Like I love movies. I always been that way since I was a kid. But I love that. Like I love going to the movies. I love going to parks and everything. Like Loose Park is my favorite park. And so yeah. Um and I write poetry. Yeah. Y'all see that? I write poetry.
Okay.
But I haven't in a while. So
Mm.
yeah. I might need to tap back into that.
Okay. And then what are some things that kind of like motivates or influences you?
What motivates me honestly is just my my future self. Like, I can't wait to get to that point that I've always been dreaming of, like, to be in my career, to be successful, to be, you know, having my own. And really, like, even with being a PTA, you technically can't, like, run your own practice, but let me own that building. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me be the head of that. And I just feel like everything will come together. I want to be, I don't even want to be wealthy, but I want to be financially stable. Like, wealth, okay. I feel like wealth and being greedy can kind of come into play a little bit. Like, if I want to chase after money so much, you're just never going to be satisfied. So I don't even want to say wealth. I just want to be financially stable and then mentally grow. Um, and I'm also like in the gym now, y'all. So, you know,
Jim Gurley.
yeah, I call myself gym baddie at work. but yeah, so I'm just trying to be the best version of myself, and I think that's what inspires me the most. Just
Okay.
chasing after that and getting there, waiting. So yeah.
Okay. So now we know a little bit more about Tay. So we'll kind of dive in a little bit deeper as we get into the episode. And this episode will kind of be a little bit focused on learning about her work life balance and what that looks like now as like an entrepreneur and still having your 9 to 5 that we have talked about.
Mhm.
So you just kind of answered it similarly in the previous question. So, what would you say that your purpose looks like for you? And that can be with this business, that could be your broad purpose, that can be in your 9 to 5, whichever one you want to focus
So I'll first focus on the podcast, and then I'll say like a little bit about my career and my purpose there. Um, but my podcast, the reason why I'm just so passionate about it, I'm so excited that we finally hit this milestone. Y'all, it's been a long time coming
on. A
up.
long
Like,
time coming.
she saw me do this like at least 5, 6 times. Like, it's called Unfiltered Business. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like, this episode took a while. But with this podcast, I just want people to see the real me, but see what I'm trying to do. You know? It's not about, I really just want people to see that I'm trying to uplift and promote businesses. I'm not here to talk negative on businesses because I think that is more glorified in our community, unfortunately, than uplifting each other. So I'm just trying to show a different side of that. And genuinely, like, I genuinely am reaching out to a lot of people, and shout out to everybody out there that has your own business and everything. But my main purpose is just really uplifting people, and even those big names out there in KC, and then hopefully eventually branch off, not just KC, you know. That's really what it is. Like, that's the goal. So
Okay.
yeah. Career wise, I would definitely say my purpose is just getting into it. Like, I want to get into it. I want to get into my specialty that I want to get into is sports. So like sports medicine. So I want to work with athletes. I've always had the passion to do that. I was an athlete myself. And so I just want to. I can't wait to like be able to what is it called? Use like innovative like methods, you know, to help out people with ACL tears and stuff like that. Um, I just can't wait. Like, I just feel like I'm gonna be part of something big.
Okay.
I don't. I just yeah.
Yeah.
I'll keep it that way. Yeah.
And then since we've talked about how this has kind of taken a toll and taken some work to even get started and like up and going, on top of you still having your 9 to 5 job and your life in general,
Mhm.
how would you say that you have tried to balance them so far?
Honestly, y'all, it's been a struggle. It's really been a struggle. Like, it's been a struggle. And I think you've seen it, you know, even speaking from your placement, you see me, like, for instance, y'all, I switched shift times. So now I'm working like a 7 to 3 versus like a 8 to 4:30 ish. So that is kind of a shift change because, you know, you got to wake up earlier and stuff. And I realized, like, even having a podcast, you have to make sure you look good. You need to make sure, I mean, you ain't got to make sure you smell good, but I hope you smell good on here. But you gotta make sure you look good, and then you also gotta make sure your energy go. You know, you young and turn. So I'm hoping I'm giving that to y'all and y'all just really hear me from the heart. But it's a lot. It takes a toll. You can't just randomly do this. And then mind you, I have my own setup of everything. Like, and it's home based. So like I have my own setup, everything, gotta do that. And thank God my sister is helping me like with the background and the editing and stuff. Because if I had to do that on top of balancing work life and life right now, I don't know how I would be. I don't know, y'all. Like, I don't even know. I don't know if I would have made it, but I would have made it regardless. But I'm just saying it would have been 20 times harder to get here. So the way I'm balancing is I don't know. I don't think I am. I'm just going with the flow, and I'm like for instance, today I realized, okay, I'm about to be tired, but I was like, you have to think about the bigger picture. I kept telling myself today, focus on the bigger picture. You're gonna be so excited when you be able to watch this episode. You're gonna be so excited when people will be able to see this episode. And we drop in, bro. Like, so just it's a mental thing. I think honestly, everything's a mental thing. Change that mindset, you can accomplish anything. So yeah.
Okay. And then I know that this has been like a hard time a little bit, but you're really pushing through with it. But at one point, we had like a national kind of hard time for everybody, which was COVID. And
Ugh.
also during COVID, you had your previous business and now you have this business. So, how would you say that things were for you kind of during the time of COVID? How did that impact you? And how are you kind of looking to have that influence your business now?
Okay. The first part was, how did COVID affect me?
We can
Okay.
start there. How did COVID affect you
Okay. So
personally
like
or your business, your
the
previous business?
previous business. Okay. So personally, COVID got me. COVID caught me. It had me.
Snatched me.
No, literally snatched me. Like, bro, like COVID literally grabbed me and put me in my mama's basement for 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. Like it was something. And mind you, I'm in college. Like it was crazy. But the craziest part is I did college like that semester with the best grades I probably ever had. So it really don't make sense. I guess I gotta be locked up in the basement for me to
Take away all distractions.
yeah, I guess I gotta be locked up for me to accomplish, have good grades.
Hmm.
But it was cool, but like I said, I was sick, so of course it affected me mentally. But I just feel like it affected everybody mentally. We didn't have an outlet at that time. Business wise, COVID is the major reason why LEA, and that's lash hooks and accessories, but I'm not gonna say it all the way out. But like that's the main reason when LEA I stopped it. Of course it was like really hard to keep up with content. Consistency. Consistency is key with the business online, and when I tell you it's a struggle on keeping that up, like I'm gonna do way better, of course, with this podcast, but because I learned obviously, but like being consistent with content in college. Then when I got kicked out of my dorm, I had got kicked out of my dorm and literally had to put all my business stuff in the storage. Boom, destroyed.
What happened?
Once I got back to go back to school, y'all, destroyed. What happened was literally I put it in the storage, like a public one or whatever, and I came back, mice was in it. They
Mm.
peed on it. It was holes and everything. All my materials, my whole inventory gone. Like gone. And so it was just it wasn't I it was hard to bounce back from that, and I didn't, unfortunately. And that's honestly like what tore me at that point, because it wasn't no coming back. And I really cared about the quality of my business. So I wasn't about to give anybody just anything. But
Mm.
COVID definitely heavily impacted my business over anything. Just crazy. But yeah, it did. For
Yeah.
sure.
So you were already a college student and you had a business. COVID hit. How would you say that like you were doing with the investments? And I know we talked about like content and kind of showing your business to the world, but how are you
Mhm.
like with the financial kind of aspect of it as a student on top of like investing into your own business, especially having so much going on?
Honestly, like the craziest part is that was one of my strong suits. Like people like in my I guess I feel like this is the reason why I consider myself as organized. You probably don't consider me organized. But
You're not as organized as me, but
she's OCD. But but all I'm saying is like I had everything mapped out. I created a whole budget. And the way I even created a budget was like when I had a photo shoot and I reached out to those models, I had everything budgeted. Mind you, and here's a gem. I didn't have my models pay for anything.
mm,
And I'm saying that with no shade, but like I just want to bring up the topic like why do y'all like have y'all models paid for promoting your business? I'm not shading it. I just don't understand it. And so in the comments, go ahead and, talk to me, change my mind because I personally, when I had those models, I paid for everything, made sure their wardrobe was good. I also treated them and I also let them have something from the line that I was dropping. Like I dropped the swimsuit line, I dropped the jewelry line, and I actually is about to drop a men's line too. But I just show love to the people who are showing me love. So, and then on top of that, I just invested in webinars to learn more about social media, how to, conduct the business successfully. And I really invested into LEA, like heavily. And I mapped everything out, like everything, just so I can make sure I have the best foundation. Like, I really didn't want to fail that business. And I don't think I failed it. I really don't. But I think it's a full circle moment that Unfiltered Business came because now I get to talk about it. You feel
yeah.
me? So, yeah.
Okay. And then a little bit earlier, we talked a little bit about like work life balance, and we kind of talked about how that was a struggle now with this business. But it sounds like whenever you had like being a college student and having your business LEA and dealing with COVID and all that, you were pretty balanced.
Hmm.
What would you say that you were doing then that you could do now to kind of help, as well as advice to other people that are kind of trying to balance either their business or school or anything else?
I definitely would say, like, I don't feel like I had anybody to reach out to. Um, like I probably did, but like I feel like as a community we should definitely like reach out to each other, be more open, eliminate gatekeeping because I don't think that helps anybody, bro. But like I understand gatekeeping. I really do. I understand half of it because it's like you want to keep that precious thing. Like if it's like such a dope thing that you find or like a lit space or whatever you go to and stuff like that and you just don't want it to be ruined. So I'm guessing that's why people gatekeep. But you have to know like boundaries with that. Like I feel like gatekeeping, like letting them somebody know, like if somebody come to you and they be like, how did you keep like how did you stay consistent on social media?
Mhm.
How did you, increase your insights and engagement? I don't think we should gatekeep that. I feel like that we all need to learn, from that. We can all learn from each other. So, and I honestly, I'm still open into learning. So, I definitely think just talking to somebody, have somebody to talk to, if you are going through the same things that I went through, and then just I would say also like keep pushing if you can, like, and I know like of course I pushed as much as I could and don't feel like you're a failure if you feel like you have to stop. I don't feel like you should beat yourself down. But take that break and then go back to the drawing board. Just don't quit. I said just don't quit. Because God put that in your lap for a reason.
Don't quit.
There you go.
Okay.
Clock
Well,
it. Clock
we've
it,
got to
clock it.
learn a little bit more about our podcast creator of Unfiltered Business. And we have this wine here that we have not drank this entire time.
Let's cheers
Throw
to it
that out
really
there.
quick. Just cheers to our filter business and one of the best hosts I've ever had, baby.
Whatever.
Okay?
And your first episode. Throw that out there.
First episode. Yep. I
And
can't
I
wait to.
just spilled it.
It's okay. It's
Cute.
okay.
Cute.
Very cute. Demure. Cutesy.
Okay. Now we're going to get into a little bit of rapid fire, kind of
Ooh.
asking you some questions because we still want to get to know you on your first episode so we can know who is talking to us and who is giving us advice and if we should follow it.
Oh, she said we should follow it.
Okay. And if we could get a timer going for, let's say you can get about 2 minutes for each question. Or is
Okay.
that too much?
Let's do 1 minute.
1 minute?
Yeah.
You're going to have to speed it up if it's one
And then
minute.
2 minutes.
Nope, you said one. Come on.
Yeah. You know.
Okay. So, our first question.
Let's know. Okay.
What made you want to be an entrepreneur?
My sister. I would definitely say my sister. She inspired me majorly. Y'all, she can do anything. Like she can create shoes. She can create everything you could think of. She did everything, bro.
Okay. If you could do it all over again, what would you do differently?
I would definitely just be more consistent. Like I wouldn't have gave up. I would have figured out something else. But
Okay.
I was a broke college student. Where was I getting the
Valid.
money for that? Like, yeah.
Okay. What do you think that popularity in KC or anywhere matters? If so, why?
I do to a certain extent. Uh, I might don't fight me, but I do think that it matters to a certain extent. I feel like having that platform and that foundation of popularity, like if you have a name out there for yourself, it's easier to definitely have a business versus somebody who has to work for it. You know, I think is a different ethic, work ethic.
Okay. How do you feel about networking?
Oh, I love networking. Like that's one thing that I really hope I get out of Unfiltered Business. Like I want to meet everybody. I want to meet some dope souls. I can't wait to meet y'all. I'm reaching out to everybody, like everybody. Like I just can't wait to make genuine connections and Unfiltered Business will not be the only stop. Like we going. We going. So yeah.
Okay. And then we learned a little bit about the things that you had as some of your strengths, things that you were good at. Since we were talking about unfiltered business,
Ooh.
for your business, what would you say are some things that you either can work on or need to do a little bit better to be vulnerable with your audience?
Honestly, I think I need to balance work life. Like I mentioned, I'm just going with the flow now. But I think if I balance that better, I'll be able to give y'all that energy. That
Mm-hmm.
cause I'm
That
really funny,
fire.
y'all. Like, yeah, like, and yeah, I can't wait to give y'all that fire because you know, we gonna turn up. Like we gonna turn up every episode. So yeah, I just energy. Energy is it. Like otherwise, heart is on the sleeve, and I'm speaking from my heart every time. So yeah.
Okay. And then just to kind of wrap up, that is all for our rapid fire questions. You made it. You got to answer every
Yeah,
single
you see
one.
that? She thought she was about to give me.
She be yapping,
Shit,
so she only had a minute to answer
I'm.
the questions because
I might be a certified yapper.
might be.
You know what? All right, little Desi.
Okay, what would you say as we kind of wrap it up? What would you say is a quote or a mantra that you live by?
um, keep swimming. Isn't that from Nemo?
Just keep
Just
swimming.
keep swimming because when I tell you like it's hard, like it does get hard. Life be life, and that's one of my biggest quotes. Life be life, but just keep swimming, keep pushing. That light is at the end of the tunnel, and I'm like one of the well, I wouldn't even say the first ones, but I am one to know, like, bro, like I'll even tell y'all something that I probably wouldn't even, say if I was still in this dark place. But like I didn't even get into my first PTA program. Like, but guess what? I kept swimming. I got myself up and I got myself up quicker than what I have before when I been that low before because I realized I don't want to be that Taylor anymore. Like, I don't want to ever feel that low again. And then I believe in God. So like if you believe in God, just trust in the process. So yeah, I would say keep swimming, keep pushing. I'm keep pushing and watch me be in that program in spring. And I'm going to still be doing this podcast. So get on with me. Like, for real. We going to
Period.
be school girly, college girly, whatever you want to call it. But, I mean, I already have a bachelor's. I don't think I said that. But, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's on and popping. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what would you say we should expect from you on Unfiltered Business, either in your next episode or just episodes coming?
Y'all, I have a great, amazing guest. Next episode, she is Casey's own, and yeah, Grandview, stand up. I hope you're standing up in those comments, but I can't wait. She's amazing. And she's gonna be dropping gems the whole podcast. So definitely stay tuned, and I can't wait till you're in this chair. Cause baby, we
Abort.
getting it going.
Abort.
No, we gonna get it going. We're gonna have a good time. Expect some really good conversations. Expect some really good topics. We're gonna have a topic each episode with each guest. Expect some amazing guests, like one of your favorite restaurant owners. You know, music artists. We're gonna go everywhere because it's both. Like we supporting everybody.
From tattoos to hair, from 9 to
Yes,
5s.
from MUAs to anything. Like, and if you're interested, go ahead and hit me in my DM, and we can go ahead and set something up. But you're gonna expect some good quality. You're gonna expect some drinks, and we're gonna have some fun. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Unfiltered Business is on its way. So yeah.
Okay, and then before you close it out for us, please let them know how they can watch. How can they watch? How can they contact you? How can they reach out to be on the podcast? Any of that.
Okay, so definitely, I already have an Instagram set up. Go ahead and follow me, Unfiltered Business, on Instagram, and it's also attached to my main Instagram, Tay.lure. So TAYY period LURE. Go ahead and follow me on there. And honestly, that latest post that I have on there, go ahead, click on that. My business page is already on there. And then the social media handle that this is gonna be under is gonna be YouTube. So it will also be called Unfiltered Business. And we on YouTube. We're gonna be a little bit on TikTok, and we're gonna be on Instagram, of course. I'm gonna be creating reels, and y'all gonna see everything, everything. But one thing I can't do is I can't end this episode without shouting you out. Thank you so much for doing this for me. Like I know, like I know, but I really appreciate you, man.
You're welcome.
Like, thank you so much. And you did amazing, girl. Like, girl, like you did.
But I'm not a
good.
podcaster though.
No, literally. But well, let me tell y'all, she's a YouTuber, like a YouTube watcher. Let me say. But yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would love to say to your podcasters? Or your audience before we wrap it up?
Like I said, I just want to shout out to everybody. I want to shout out my sister for helping me with everything. I love her. I love all y'all that's been supporting me. Oh, sorry. But I want to say I love y'all. Thanks for supporting me. I really appreciate it. And keep following me. Please subscribe my YouTube page right now for me, okay? Like my last post on my Instagram, and we out.